Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a great day today. I wanted to talk a little bit about changing the system when we are building something. Now, when I was younger and working as a programmer, basically writing programs, that was a different time. Back then, we did not have agile and stand ups. We were basically just told what to do, go into your own cubicle, and spend days just writing code. Uh, and I remember back then it was basically a sign of a competent programmer. If you could spend a lot of time writing your code, you know exactly what you're doing and you're confident. And you don't have to stop every now and then and check whether what you wrote will compile, will it build, will it even, when running, will it deliver the expected results. So we took pride actually in spending a lot of time just coding and we thought we were productive and that was valued. However, if I remember correctly, we did produce a lot of bugs. And back then, bugs were like fact of life. Get used to it, and then you debug, you have to, fix it and check again, etc. So it was kind of like pulling teeth. But that was my recollection of that period. And then what happened later on as software became more ubiquitous and pervasive, and today any company is actually a software company. You cannot run a business without automation software. We had to really tighten up the screws in our profession and make that more reliable, this whole activity of building software. So with Agile, especially with extreme programming, we started kind of turning the tables and being less arrogant, less cocky, less brash, more humble, more like, okay, I think I know what I'm doing, but just in case, let me check. So we started checking more frequently as we're coding. Do these changes make sense? From will it compile? Will it actually build? Will it run? Does it really deliver what we expect it to do? So those periods in between writing code and checking became smaller and smaller and smaller. Today, we reached a point where people like G. Paul Hill, Kent Beck, Ron Jeffries, and all the other great minds are really recommending what they call creating micro little batches, and they call them micro tests, which means you make a little change and immediately you go and check whether your change makes sense or not. Now, from the perspective of the old-time programmer, this feels like we have capitulated, we have given up on our prowess, on our amazing ability to think hard. But in reality, it is actually more realistic because software development is riddled with a lot of uncertainties and a lot of kind of ambiguities in understanding what is needed, etc. So taking smaller steps turns out to make more sense, not only in terms of quality, but believe it or not, in terms of speed. And it's counterintuitive if we say, if you're going from A to B, you think intuitively, I'll take as big step as possible to get there quicker. But in reality, taking smaller steps gets you there faster. And this points back to the old fable of the hare and the tortoise, and the hare losing the race because he was overly confident, overly arrogant. So today, we're going to go through a few steps to try to illustrate the usefulness of chopping everything down into small batches. The smaller, the better, and fighting back that feeling that, oh man, if I chop everything down, it's going to slow everything down. It's going to take much slower, and I'm paid to deliver code, so I can't risk it. No, actually, what I'm trying to illustrate is that you will go faster, and that's a big, bold claim. Let me now switch over to give you a little bit of presentation, and we'll do some hand coding to illustrate the benefits of micro batches, micro tests, and checking everything every step of the way. So let's switch over to the presentation. See you there.